Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, and this is a video at request of one of my subscribers, a guy called True Xenoblade, and I said to him I could get the Black Knight Halberd in about 10 minutes, so it's not that bad of a weapon to restart and try again for, so now I have to put my money where my mouth is. And I don't mind doing this because it actually helps my guide. This is going to be the first video of my walkthrough to show how I got what I got. And I get really lucky here, folks, because I was just going to show you the run from the start to the Halberd Knight and then be like, good luck type deal. And I did it. I did not have any humanity, no soft humanity on my character, and he gave it me. Which just goes to show it's all luck, folks, and it took like 11 minutes, so maybe my estimate was a little out, but it's close enough if you ask me. So you start, as you always do in Dark Souls, in the Undead Asylum. And the one thing to bear in mind when you're doing this run that I'm about to show you is you have to be pretty good at stamina management, because if you're not, you're going to get clipped. You're going to get clipped a lot. I get clipped a lot, and I've done this numerous times without being touched. But a couple things to bear in mind. If you're new and you're trying to do this to get this weapon, because be under no illusion, people, this weapon makes the game much easier. And there's even a douchebag who's mentioned on one of my videos that I'm using that weapon like it's cheap or something, when this is a walkthrough to help anybody beat the game as best as physically possible. So the guy's a complete fucking idiot, and his comment's redundant, and yet I mentioned him in a video, so there you go. But this weapon is unbelievably powerful. So much so that I would say don't go for it on your first playthrough of Dark Souls, because a lot of the enjoyment of this game is the struggle. And I know everybody says that, and I know it's one of those things where some people don't understand what that means. But the thing with this game is you don't get that satisfying feeling unless you've been shit on a few times and had that really sour feeling. And right here I mess up because I end up catching the archer and backstabbing him with a weapon that does no damage. And then I thought I'd picked up my weapon, but I picked up a shield. So I had to dodge him before I could finish him off, which is always pretty funny. But that's Dark Souls 101. You play this game and everything is different sometimes. You get those random spiky moments where stuff just turns out not the way you intend. But anybody who's played will recognise this stuff here. I just trigger the trap to get the ball to come down, and then I can go directly for this dude, whose name I forget, but there's a lot of lore behind him because he's the guy that lets you out. And I'll tell you something I could discuss, because I watched an Epic Name Bro video the other day, and he was discussing it in that, and that is the Miyazaki, I think his name is, the chief creative director on Dark Souls and the Soul series, is contemplating putting in an easy mode. As my chair's making a lot of fucking noise, man. I'm not even touching it. Strange chair. But he's contemplating putting an easy mode in. And I find this hilarious, personally, because there's all these fucking gamers on the PC that got really, really offended when they said that you know, the PC gamers aren't used to a difficult game, aren't used to a challenge. And what do they go and do, the people that play the game? They get trainers. They cheat to play because they can't do it themselves. And it's... to me, I thought the PC players had more fucking pride, and I'm not talking all PC guys, because I know I've got a lot of subscribers who are PC gamers and they're all really nice people like Saki and whatnot, but there are a lot of PC dudes that are a full-on, you know, supreme race type dudes, full-on supremacists, and I don't agree with it at all. And I just find it funny that these people that got so inflamed about Miyazaki saying PC couldn't handle a challenge and now perhaps getting an easy mode, which... do I think it's a bad idea? Yes, I do, because I don't think this game would be what it is without the difficulty. If this game was, for instance, as difficult as Fable, I would have never have played it, because nobody would have mentioned it, and it would have just, you know, fallen into the annals of history and nobody would have noticed. But because it is hard, you know, it gets noticed and it got my attention, even though I thought the game looked boring as sin, because this is not exactly the time period I find the most enjoyable. But here's my pros and cons, because I'm probably going to have a big discussion about this in another video. An easy difficulty is great for people that do not want to get the shit fisted, or for people who want to just do PvP so they can run through the game a breeze. That is a good idea for those kind of folk. What is a bad idea with a difficulty like that is the people that have come to the game for the Dark Souls experience and are too afraid of the game to play normal or play whatever difficulty the other one will be, so they play on easy, and then they become that person that says, oh, it's not all it's made out to be, I thought it were quite easy actually. Because I have a lot of people in my life who I've known who've been that person. Like, you know, they'll die on a boss 50 times, and then when they beat him, he's not too bad, really. And it's like, but you just died 50 times on that boss. How can you say that? There's obviously some difficulty because it took you that long. But look at me here, look at these guys. I thought I was going to die then if I'd have got caught in that flurry. But the thing where I stand, folks, is if there's an easy mode, I would like there to be a hard mode, because the whole point of moderating difficulty in games is to give you varying levels of skill. And the one thing I love about Dark Souls is the organic level of difficulty, how it's a progressive difficulty. And not like Max Payne, where the game gets harder and gives you less supplies depending on how well you do. It's literally, it's designed in such a way that the game is hard. And that's my favourite thing about it. And it's not because I'm a masochist, and it's not because I hate people, it's just because there are games that I think are difficult, but if I play correctly, I can 100% of the time do them perfectly. I don't generally do that because that's not the type of person I am, but I know inside, if I have a perfect run, I'm fine. On Dark Souls, I can have a perfect run and still get fucked. And that's the distinction. Right now, I should not got stunned by the firebomb, then I get stunned by the guys because I have 0 poise. That could have been near fatal. It's just they didn't swing at the right time and I got out of it. That could have been fatal. And I've beat this game 20 times, at least. It's not even exaggeration. But an easy mode is such a contradiction to what this game stands for, in my opinion. And that's not me saying I'm completely against it. That's just me saying is these are the same people that, you know, put an enemy on dead angle corners and put sections where you can fall to your death. These are the same people that made Blighttown, that made endlessly spawning bugs, that made poisonous water, that made, you know, fucking perilous drops. Same people, folks. These are the same people that made you fight 4 kings at the same time if you were too slow to kill them. The Anor Londo archers. You know what I mean? Same people. This is Ornstein and Small when you get one-shotted by a hit that doesn't even hit you. Same people. And they want to make an easy mode. It just seems silly. Anybody who's observant will notice just then I switched to not having a weapon in my right hand. The reason I was doing it is because the scimitar doesn't give you a kick, and the shield guys are very easy to kick and then finish off. Because I found out a couple of little neat tricks with swapping weapons. Right now I'm going to point. That's to basically say, if you go down there's a Black Knight and you can get his sword. It's not as good as the Halberd, but it's real effective. And then there's the trap up here. So, the most challenging part of this is not getting gangbanged early by the enemies, but also Havel's coming up, and I do not have 100% block, so I'm going to be evading Havel, and there's a nice little trick you can do with him, because he's very slow, and I don't think he can follow you out of this tower. Don't hold me on that if you've had him chasing you through the forest like an idiot, but to my knowledge I think he's limited to this area. So the third set of stairs will be the ones that lead to Havel. Aggro him and then stay at the top. Wait for him to walk up the spirals. As soon as you see him getting close, hop over here, and you should have enough time now to open the door. And once you're through here, this is it. You're pretty much done. Couple of things to bear in mind. I didn't know whether or not if you knocked this Black Knight off the edge, if it gave you his items, and it does. I made a mistake, but at the same time, I wanted to have kind of an interesting fight with him, so you're going to see me parrying him quite a lot, and backstabbing and chaining backstabs, because this weapon is really weak. And one thing I try and do to counteract it is I use the gold pine resin. But this Black Knight is so much stronger than the one who is down in the Berg. This guy's much stronger. But he's just on this next peak just below me, so be careful. As soon as you turn this angle, he's going to aggro. There he is. There's the parry. See what I mean? If you're using a rapier or a better weapon, you'll probably do much more damage. But you can try and backstab him and knock him off the edge, and that will work. Then if you get the drop, you can continue your game. If you don't, just quit, start a new character, and try again. And this is how to get, you know, a game-breaking weapon 10 minutes into the game. And just be careful with this dude, because never underestimate the power of these knights. You'll notice I mess up my parry there, and it cost me big time. If he'd have hit me then, I think with the full rotation of each of those swings, it could have killed me. But I use the drops to my advantage so I can heal. You'll notice I did a nice little Darth Vader scream when I tried to heal with pine resin. Never a good idea. But I think we're coming up to the part where I knock him off the edge, because when you backstab him, if you go to the opposite side of him, he will stand up and then you can chain the backstab. You don't usually see me do this in my videos because I do enjoy parrying the Black Knights, but for this guy, I was pulling out all the stops because I'm just not interested in dying. And he does take a beating with this weapon. Takes a big beating. But I think this is the one. There we go. There I go to shrug because I thought I'd fucked it up. But lo and behold, Black Knight Halberd. So thanks for watching, folks. Good luck, happy hunting with the drop. If you do need any extra help, make sure you pop 10 humanities. That way you'll have the best item discovery. But that's pretty much it, folks. Thanks for watching, and you take care now.